is given. I'm focused, man, and I'm driven. I just lower down the clinic. I just feel like I'm inventing. So I gotta get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
What up, YouTube? This your boy Down Low back with another reply. And before then, we're gonna jump directly into the article again. In which I figured since everyone enjoyed the drop dates, man, I might as well complete the thought and give y'all the album sales for this week, in which the week ended on the 17th. Now the link to the article is in the description. I want you to pull it up and I will tell you exactly how to read this article. Pretty much this is how the Billboard chart is written. Reading from left to right, the first thing you're going to see is a number, and it's always a number from 1 to about 200. This is the Billboard chart number based on the amount of albums sold for that week. After that is the artist's name, after that is the album title, after that is the weekly sales, and next to that in parentheses, that's the total sales. Keep in mind that album sales are rounded to the nearest 10,000. Now this chart drops weekly, and from week to week there isn't much change because it's a lot like grinding to get in the music industry, man. See, on average hip hop is selling about 7,000 units per popular rapper. And depending on the person, man, it all adds up to going platinum or gold. And there were a few things about this week's chart that was interesting, man. Like Michael Moore's album is pretty much going to go gold within the next 2 weeks, man. He has been so consistent with his sales that there's no other choice but for it to go gold really shortly. And the biggest move on this list was Pitbull, though, because even though he sold less than Michael Moore with 15,000, you gotta consider that last week and many weeks before, he wasn't on the chart. But I'm pretty sure since everyone liked the drop dates, man, that I can probably post these bi-weekly or maybe monthly. As I said, not much really changes from week to week, even though this shit continuously comes out. But I'll find a way to give it a slot on the show consistently. But anyway, on to today's reply. And today's reply is to T.I, My Method, Wildside. Now this My Method series in which T.I then put together because there's 2 pieces to it. What it basically is 2 videos of a lyrical breakdown of his song The Wildside, which is off of his album, which that was one of the dopest songs off the album. Now in the description I'm going to add a link to take you to part 1, and by the end of part 1 you can click on part 2. Now for those who remember, Wildside is a song where he's really going into that trap shit really heavily. And in this video, T.I is actually taking you to the places that he's talking about. He put his lyrics on the screen, he breaks them down exactly what they mean, and show you the exact places where he did the shit, in which that is pretty damn good. I always knew T.I was an authentic rapper when it comes to rapping about that dope boy shit, simply because I went out and bought his first album when it first came out. And the very first track that he dropped off that is I Still Can't Forgive Myself, basically explaining how he can't forgive himself for all the fucked up shit he did while selling dope and shit in order to get to where he was at. You never see that in most rappers. Most rappers are only talking about the good life of the dope trade and shit. And also, I like the strategy, man. I mean, why not give people an insight more into your life? It's like a mini documentary that you can use as promotion to sell more records, in which T.I, in a couple months, he could reach gold. I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and check that shit on out, man. It is a pretty dope project that he did here.